The sky over the prairie glowed an unnatural orange, flickering like the breath of some angry beast. Athena had seen fires before, but never one moving this fast. The wind howled, whipping her hair across her face as she urged her mare, Luna, to gallop harder. Her heart pounded half from fear, half from the desperate hope that she might outrun the flames racing behind her. Smoke thickened in the air, stinging her eyes. She coughed, leaning low over her horse's neck. The fire crackled and roared like it was calling her name. "Just a little farther," she whispered, but Luna staggered, panicked. The mare stumbled, sending Athena tumbling into the dry grass. She hit the ground with a hard thud and gasped. Her foot throbbed instantly, badly twisted. The fire was a wall now, roaring and closing in. She clawed her way up, limping, adrenaline pushing her forward. But she knew she couldn't outrun it anymore. Then she heard hooves pounding. A rider broke through the smoke, hat low, bandana covering half his face. He pulled hard on the reins, skidding to a stop. "Athena," he shouted. She recognized the voice instantly, deep, steady, unmistakable. Jarred. He leaped off his horse and ran toward her. "Can you stand?" "Barely," she rasped. Without hesitation, Jarred scooped her into his arms. "Hold on." He lifted her onto his horse, swung up behind her, and kicked hard. The horse lunged forward as flames snapped at their heels. They rode blind through the smoke. Jarred's arm wrapped tight around her waist. She pressed against him, trembling as heat bit at her back. Up ahead, a shadow appeared, a cluster of rocks, a dark opening carved into the earth. A cave, shelter, salvation. "Hang on, Athena," Jarred urged, guiding the horse through the narrow entrance just as the fire swept past. Inside the cave, the world went dim. Jarred slid off the horse and helped her down gently. The fire roared outside, but here they were safe, close enough to feel the heat, but alive. Athena looked up at him through the smoky haze. You saved my life." Jarred shook his head softly. "No," he murmured. "I just couldn't let you burn." Outside, the prairie burned. Inside, something new sparked to life. The cave walls glistened faintly in the firelight, leaking through the entrance. The air inside was cooler, though smoke still drifted in thin, hazy trails. Jarred guided Athena toward a smooth rock, helping her sit as gently as if she were made of glass. She winced, clutching her ankle. "Let me look," he said, kneeling before her. His hands were rough from ranch work, but his touch was surprisingly tender. Athena hesitated, then nodded. "Be careful." Jarred examined her ankle, his brow furrowing. Sprained but not broken. He tore a strip from his shirt sleeve and wrapped it carefully. "You're lucky." She gave a shaky laugh. "Didn't feel lucky a few minutes ago." Jarred glanced toward the entrance, where the fire howled like a living creature. "You should have been nowhere near that blaze, Athena." "I was checking on the cattle," she said, defensive but weary. "Didn't expect the wind to turn like that." Jarred sighed, brushing ash from his hands. "You always put others before yourself." "And you?" she asked, meeting his eyes. "Why were you out here?" Jarred swallowed, looking away. "Because when I saw that fire, the only thought I had was that you might be in its path." Athena's breath caught. The cave seemed suddenly smaller, more intimate, the flicker of flames casting soft shadows across Jarred's face. "You came for me," she whispered. "I'd come every time," he answered, voice low. Outside, the storm of fire continued, but inside the cave, time slowed. Athena studied his face, the smudges of ash, the way his jaw clenched with worry, the emotion he tried so hard to hide. "Jarred," she murmured, shifting slightly. He reached out to steady her, their hands brushing. Electricity jumped between them. He started to pull his hand back, but she held on gently. "Thank you," she whispered. "You didn't just save my body, you steadied my heart." His breath hitched, eyes searching hers. "Athena." A gust of wind outside fed the flames, sending a burst of orange light into the cave. They both jumped slightly, then shared a quiet, breathless laugh. "We'll ride out, once the fire passes," Jarred said softly. "But for now," Athena added, "we're here together." They sat close, the fire outside raging yet. In this shelter of shadows, something softer bloomed. Hours crawled by like wounded animals. The fire still crackled outside, though its roar had softened to distant growls. Athena shifted, trying to ease the throbbing in her ankle. Jarred, sitting beside her, noticed instantly. "You hurting?" he asked quietly. "Only when I breathe," she teased weakly. Jarred huffed a gentle laugh. "You're impossible." Athena looked at him, her expression softening. "And you're too brave for your own good." Silence settled between them, not uncomfortable, but charged, full of things unsaid. Jarred traced patterns in the dust with a gloved finger. Athena watched him, her heart tightening. They had danced around each other for months, stolen glances, half smiles, shared chores, but neither had dared step closer. Life on the prairie didn't often allow room for fragile things like love, but nearly dying had a way of clearing the fog. "Jarred," Athena said softly, I thought I'd never see you again." He looked up, eyes sharp with emotion. "Don't say that. It's true. When the fire was behind me, I thought about you." Her voice trembled. "About all the things I never told you." Jarred swallowed hard. "Like what?" She took a shaky breath. "Like how I watch you every morning when you ride out. How I feel safer when I know you're nearby. How my heart feels different when you say my name." Jarred's jaw tightened. He turned fully toward her, his knees brushing hers. "Athena, I've been fighting those same feelings. Fighting them because I thought you deserved more than a ranch hand with too much past and not enough future." "I don't care about any of that," she said, voice cracking. "I just care about you." The fire outside crackled softly, as if holding its breath. Jarred leaned closer. "I almost lost you today, but you didn't," she whispered. His hand rose slowly, hesitating for a moment before touching her cheek. She leaned into his palm, instinctively. "Athena," he murmured. She closed her eyes. "Kiss me." He did, with a tenderness that melted fear, and with a hunger that burned hotter than the wildfire outside. When they finally parted, breathless, Athena whispered, "We'll survive this. Together." Jarred nodded, forehead resting against hers. "I'm not letting you go, not now. Not ever." Dawn crept into the cave, soft and pale after the night of destruction. The prairie was still smoldering outside, a charred landscape where fields once swayed golden. Athena blinked awake, resting against Jarred's shoulder. "You awake?" he murmured. She nodded. "Is it over?" "For now." He helped her stand carefully. Her ankle protested, but she leaned on him for balance. He didn't let go. Together, they stepped toward the cave entrance. Smoke drifted lazily across the blackened fields. Trees stood like dark skeletons against the rising sun. The world smelled of ash and endings. Athena's throat tightened. "Everything's gone." Jarred slipped an arm around her waist, steadying her both physically and emotionally. "Not everything. The land will heal. So will we." She turned to him. He hesitated, then nodded. "If you'll have that." Athena smiled through tears. "I will." They walked slowly, Jarred, leading the horse with one hand, while keeping Athena close with the other. Embers glowed faintly along the ground, but danger had passed. Coyotes howled in the distance. Mourning or celebrating it was hard to tell. The ranch came into view. Parts of the fence were burned, but the house still stood. "A miracle," Athena exhaled shakily. "Home." Jarred helped her up the steps, refusing to let her put weight on her injured foot. Inside, the familiar smell of wood and leather brought Athena a new wave of relief. She sank into a chair. Jarred crouched in front of her. "You need rest. You need a wash," she teased, brushing soot from his cheek. He caught her hand gently. "Athena, last night changed things." "It changed everything," she whispered. He swallowed, eyes soft but intense. "I don't ever want to lose you. I want a life with you." even if it's messy and dangerous and full of fires we never see coming. Athena reached up and cupped his face. Jarred, you already have my heart. He leaned forward, kissing her gently, less desperate than the night before, but more certain. Outside, the prairie smoldered. But inside, the house, hope rekindled. Their world had burned, but it had also made room for something new to grow. A week passed, and the prairie slowly shifted from black to soft gray, tiny shoots of green pushing up through the charred soil. Renewal had begun. Athena walked carefully along the fence with Jarred, his hand steadying her as her ankle continued to heal. You sure you should be out here? He asked. I want to see everything, Athena said softly. The fire took so much, I want to see what still remains. Jarred squeezed her hand. You're stronger than the whole prairie, she smiled. So are you. They reached the ridge, overlooking the valley. From there, the world looked both ruined and alive, a reminder that destruction was not the end, only a turning. Athena breathed deeply. It's strange. A week ago, I thought everything was ending. Jarred turned to her, expression warm. Maybe it was the end of something, but it was also the beginning of us. Her chest tightened in that soft, aching way only love could bring. Jarred, when you rode through the fire for me, I realized how much I wanted a future with you. He took both her hands in his thumbs, brushing her knuckles. Athena, I've been walking through fires, most of my life, ones nobody could see. But saving you, loving you, that's what finally led me out. Her breath caught as he slowly knelt, not with grand ceremony, but with raw sincerity. I don't have a ring, not yet, but I have a vow. Athena's heart pounded. Jarred looked up at her, eyes steady. I vow to protect you, stand beside you, build a life with you even when the world burns around us. Tears welled in her eyes. She knelt down too, cupping his face. Then hear mine. I vow to walk every road with you, fight every storm with you, and love you with a fire that never dies. He kissed hers low, deep, full of promise. The prairie wind blew gently around them, carrying away the last traces of smoke. In the ashes of destruction, they built something unbreakable, something eternal, something born from fire. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Western stories.